I've been waiting for this moment because I think I have the perfect place to start. And it's going to be the point it's the culmination of the book, but it's also the point that stood out to me the most when I had the honor of reading it. So you say in the book that if you're feeling this overworked, no light at the end of the tunnel, can't get everything done, that it's not actually a time management or priority problem. It's a seat problem. And that was a light bulb for me because I thought, I think probably everyone feels the same way I did. We don't really think about it as a seat problem. We just think about it as, I need to time block better, or I need a different calendaring system, or I just need to get up earlier. But in fact, you say it's actually doesn't have anything to do with that.
Nope, not at all. Totally a seat problem. So for those who aren't familiar with me talking about this concept before, the idea behind it is whenever there's a leader and a direct report, in that dynamic, someone always has to sit in the author seat and someone always has to sit in the editor seat. And the trick is knowing which seat to sit in when. So to cut to the chase, if you're a manager or a leader, I want you sitting in the editor seat 80% of the time. And then your direct reports sitting in the author seat primarily, majority of the time. And that makes perfect sense when you think about your all-time favorite direct reports. They would probably come to you and say, hey, Whitney, there's a problem. Here's what I think we should do about it. I'd love to get your thoughts. They author something for you to edit, which is a better use of your time, and it really helps them grow. We can talk more about that later. But your not so effective direct reports, they're a little sneakier. They're going to say, hey, Whitney, there's a problem. What do you want me to do about it? And as soon as they throw their hands up and say, what do you want me to do about it? Now they're reeling you into that author seat. And now either you're telling them what to do, which takes a lot more time, or you just say, you know what, I know how to do this. And you just grab it from them and you do it. And then when you sit in the author seat, they get to sit in the editor seat because remember, both those seats have to be filled. So when they're sitting in the editor seat, they can cross their arms, sit back and say, well, it's not my fault it didn't work out. I'm just doing what Whitney told me. Or don't look at me. Whitney was the one who actually ended up doing it. So there's no real ownership there. So the key is knowing what seat to sit in. And the majority of the leaders that I work with, they sit in the wrong seat too often. They sit in that author seat because it feels like they're saving time by just jumping in and doing it or rescuing their team. Again, we can talk more about that later. But it takes up so much more time and it really prevents their team from stepping up. So yeah, we think it's a time management problem. Well, I'll just prioritize more, block off more time to do the work, but maybe you shouldn't be doing that work that you're blocking off time to doing. So knowing what seat to sit in is key.